What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the Meditations for Star Wars Shatterpoint for the game we just played, which was Obi-Wan and Anakin versus Mace Windu and Jedi Master Luminara. And it happened to me again. I don't know what is going on with this
This
game.
time in reverse, because usually you're the one sitting on all the momentum.
Normally, but like for whatever reason, the momentum tracker never works in my favor. Or if it does, I don't remember what it does.
It's worth pointing out here how heavily one-sided the attrition was in this game, too. I mean, I had Obi-Wan and the 212 wounded.
You threw 6 wounded tokens on me.
Exactly.
You weren't even playing an attrition team.
Barriss and ARF troopers were about to be off the table, their next activations. Meanwhile, you got Kenobi once, you got the 212th once, and Rex and 501st taking some damage.
Yeah, like I feel like I played a better movement game this particular game, but yeah, I could not keep up with you. The momentum just kept going onto your side, and I just could not it was one round, one turn that turned everything around. Where you scored, I think it was like 3 points.
Yep. Yeah. Well, when I put Anakin up here, and suddenly it's like, well, I actually have 2 out of the 3, so now things are suddenly my way.
Yeah, and I never was really able to get back there. Mace failing to take out the 501st really kind of hurt as well.
Mace failing over here, and then also someone over here failed to take down the 212th. I don't remember who it was, but they left them on 1. I think it might have been Barriss.
Might have been Barriss.
Left them on 1. It was just pretty much every time you went in to say like, okay, this thing needs to go down, and it was, these are my soft targets. These are clones.
Yeah, I couldn't follow through.
Couldn't finish the job on any of them.
I will say this: I did a good job into Kenobi. I like what I was doing there.
You took down Kenobi pretty well. But yeah, for whatever reason, you couldn't finish off any of the softer targets, and
I know
it definitely added up. I mean, yeah, the 212 you got them eventually, but you had to put a second attack that could have been something into Cody or even Rex.
There's a couple things that could have gone a little bit differently there. In retrospect, I probably should have chosen the top one here, because I could have moved a bunch back there, and then Mace Windu was just primed to go over and deal with Anakin.
I was thinking that a little too. I mean, at the very start, it would have been better for me because I already had Anakin here. I already had Cody on my back point. So, like, just looking at it as current board state, it was definitely better for me. But I think in the long run, you did have more pieces on this side of the board to support it.
Yeah, like, fall back to this point a little bit more. Like, I could have even split forces a little bit. Like, the 212th and Luminara were in a great place to go wherever. And then Mace was my first draw. I mean, I could have just rolled Mace right over into Anakin there. And like, frankly, I think Mace likes that fight.
I think he does too. I mean, I think whichever one strikes first, there probably wins. Like, realistically, between the two of them, Anakin will also take down Mace.
There's definitely that ability, right? Like, it's.
But yeah, no, I do think that part of what kind of screwed you over here was the fact that I just had bodies on this side of the table that you couldn't get bodies over too fast enough.
First. Yeah, that was one big problem. Like, I had very little presence on this part of the board right there. Yeah. It forced me to move Mace over there. I'm almost wondering if it would have. Well, no, I was going to say it would have been better for Mace to go over here, but there's no ingress points over here.
I was thinking similar things, and we realized that this ladder here too was like not close enough to actually get you on the point. We were pretty sure, at least because of the terrain piece there. Probably.
Yeah, like without the terrain piece there, it puts me to
that looks probably there, good.
Which I don't know. I think.
Oh yeah, that would have been in.
Oh geez, yeah. So yeah, that terrain piece.
Well, the big problem was getting within Anakin was the difficult part. Getting on the point though was relatively easy.
Getting on the point was easy, but yeah, like it's because I mean Mace could have easily gone, boom, like so, gets to there, gets the ingress point. The ingress point gets him within range, but that console was there, keeping it outside of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. I think I should have probably thrown Mace at Anakin.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a bad idea, I think. Although that said, again, the softer target was the 501st. You had much better odds to just take them down.
Yeah, like it's unfortunate. I needed my shoves on that one. Like I could have thrown my 7 dice one at you, but to get my reposition, I would have needed 6 successes.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wasn't really feeling it on that front.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, he's only throwing even on that side. He's only throwing 7 dice, which. Yes, he has better odds because he has the whole like he can reroll things sort of deal going on.
Though I never got to activate him with a Shatterpoint, which made me kind of sad.
No, yeah, I ended up using both of my Shatterpoints on the 212th, and I mean we talked about this between.
You got good use out of them. Right?
Yeah, like the 212th did really good work this game. I can't complain about them. It was mildly disappointing that I never got to have any of my Jedi go after your Jedi sort of thing. But
Well, I mean, Kenobi punched Luminara right in the
that
face.
is true. Right at the start of the game, I did have Kenobi come out swinging into Luminara.
Yeah, like just like a freight train, man.
Yep.
Like, I
Yeah.
felt so good about a lot of this game, and you just kept picking up momentum, and
Every time I decided I needed to kill a model, that model died, and that just kind of kept working out for me.
yeah.
Like the only model I think I didn't take down in one hit was Luminara, and then Barris the second time. Because Barris was already on 4 damage.
Didn't you get Luminara the first time?
No, I left her on like 2 health, and I finished her off with. Actually, I think it might have been Rex.
Might have been Rex. Okay, yeah, that sounds very familiar.
But
But it's interesting as we play this game. The momentum tracker, I both really like it, but at the same time, I feel like it makes for a weird snowball effect sometimes.
Yep.
Maybe it's just because it never seems to work in my favor. I don't know.
I really like
weird.
it in concept. I think the idea of scoring back and forth is a really, really cool idea rather than having, you both score separately. It can lead to some weird situations where you're not actually sure if you're in the lead, even though it looks like you're in the lead, because I thought most of this struggle that this was just going to be me trying to set up for the third one. I didn't see the comeback until it was there.
I thought I had the struggle in a couple turns.
I think we both did. I think we both thought this was yours.
But like it was just, I think part of the problem is like the random draws of like the ARF Troopers Reserve.
You did have some unfortunate draws near the end there.
And I mean, I think almost any other troops would have been preferable.
The 212 would have been okay because you probably would have been able to get them over towards Anakin to actually contest that, or put 2 bodies on that point.
The 212, because what they could have done is they could have advanced over here, gotten up here,
and then dashed over to steal the point.
And then steal the point. And that would have actually kept me in the game much longer as a result.
Well, so even that would I'd be relying on Anakin taking them down, which, I mean, he would eventually do, but I would need to pull him first, right? Or Rex, I guess. But
yeah, but it's one of those things where like just the random card draw, unfortunately, it's not what it made me lose the game, but it definitely impacted my ability.
It definitely sped it up because, like, I think if you'd gotten some better pulls near the end, this definitely could have been a third struggle.
Or if you had gotten anything other than the shatter point. I mean, Rex, you might have been able to get some interesting stuff done with there.
Rex would have put Kenobi back on the point and then probably gotten himself a shot at Luminar or a Barris.
But weren't the 212th were still wounded at the time, were they not?
Yes. So I
still would have had 2 guys on there. You would have
saw 2 guys there.
So yeah, Rex could have done some stuff, but I think the 212th was the game-winning move right there.
Yeah, I agree.
But even then, like one more turn for me to maybe like get something going, because I had a bunch of your guys who were like close to being wounded, right? And I mean, who was my next draw? My next draw was Luminara. Luminara could have gone up here and. Well, Luminar could have gone up here, and I mean, I just need 1 success to shove Anakin off the point.
Yeah.
Right? And then the point is mine. And all of a sudden, I feel like I'm back in control of the game.
Yep.
At that point.
For sure. Because I had very little presence on that side of the board. If you mispositioned Anakin on me, I couldn't do much to get him back.
Yeah, like alternatively, if I even had like 1 more force that I could have done a force push or something like that, because we were actually looking, is there any way that Barris could have gotten all the way over here?
She was just shy.
And if she had the ability to force push on top of it all, like there's some interesting stuff that could have been done. But yeah, it's just unfortunately she was just a little bit out of the way here, and
which is interesting because this is kind of where the attrition lead kind of started to come in and really show itself. Was that in the first struggle you had force like the entire time you were sitting on like 3 or 4 force.
I ended the first struggle with 1 force still.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the second one you were out with half the deck still.
Well, I mean, you wounded 2/3 of my team, right? So all my force was made more expensive, and
Yeah, and you definitely started to feel it. I mean, the wounding the ARF troopers, I think, was definitely the right call every time I went into them because you were spending the 2 force to expose me, and you know what? That is a fair trade-off.
The ARF troopers did a lot of good work.
They are very good. They are terrifying.
They did a lot of good work. They let me chew through Kenobi like a fiend. Like Kenobi existed with expose on him the entire game.
He did. I mean, it's the reason why you were able to deal with him so quickly both times.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because I mean, otherwise he's just annoyingly defensive.
Yep.
So yeah, I gotta say, I really like the ARF troopers for a 3-threat.
They're so good. Yeah, they make the 501st look even worse than they already are.
There's no reason to take the 501st ever.
No,
unless you need 2 3-threat supports.
Unless you're in this specific situation where between the 2 of us, there's only 1 unit of ARF troopers.
Yeah, my ARF troopers. But yeah, like they're just heads and tails better.
Which is unfortunate because the 501st should be cool.
They should be. They should be. Anyway, I think we've talked it to death at this point. Jason, as always, great game, man.
Yes,
I always have a lot of fun with you. I'm glad that I'm coming. I've lost, but I'm not salty. So that's always a good one.
Yeah.
Looking forward to our next one. And for
Yes,
everyone
definitely.
watching, hopefully you guys had fun watching the game. Leave your comments below, and we'll see you next time. Happy wargaming.